Alright guys, so today we are making Miyan Taushe. Yes, Miyan Taushe is a very beautiful northern Nigerian soup, and it's one soup that is so healthy and delicious. Now this is inside of the pumpkin. It's very beautiful. This is the vein, and inside the vein you'll find the seeds. The seeds are very nutritious as well. So we're not going to throw the seeds away. We're going to dry them up, like wash them clean, dry them up and toast it later to chew. It looks very much like egusi, but this is just what I need. I'll keep this one. I'm going to cut it up later and save it in the freezer. So for our Miyan Taushe soup, I'll continue with this. And I'll just begin to remove the skin or the back to reveal the flesh. It's the flesh that I'll be using. Now if you taste the pumpkin, it has this taste that wants to resemble a watermelon, but it's not sweet as a watermelon. It's bland. You can use it for various recipes. You can bake it, boil it, cook it, grill it, yeah. But one thing I know and very well know is one of the best kind of food to give babies that you are weaning to start taking semi-solids or solid food. Pumpkin is one very good way to start. So like I said, those seeds are very useful. Don't throw them away. It's either you plant it or you toast it, chew it. Toast and chew. Alright, so I'll cut this one into smaller chunks because I'm going to start boiling it alongside the meat. Now, so I'm going to be adding the meat to my pot. Half a bulb of onion, seasoning powder, then some salt. Stir, cover and allow it cook in its own juice. Now that it's cooking in its own juice, the next thing I'm going to do is to blend my pepper, onions, and of course the dada. So I'm going to add the onions now, fresh pepper according to your taste. The dada, I'll add some water to allow it blend properly. Alright, so this is fine. The next thing I'm going to do now is to add some water into this meat. Then I'll add the pumpkin, then begin to fry the pepper. The meat looks good. I'll add the water, then the pumpkin. Now my blender is going to do a lot of work today. If I cook the pumpkin in here and it doesn't melt completely, I'm going to put it in the blender, blend it and pour it back into the soup. Some people actually prefer to still find some chunks of the pumpkin inside the soup. They eat it alongside as they eat the meat. So I'll just cover it now, allow it cook, and the next thing I'm going to be doing is to fry the pepper and the onions. So I have 1 to 2 cooking spoons of oil in the pan. I'll be adding some salt, pepper, onions, and dawa. So I'll just stir in my tomato paste and stir. I'll stir it in, then I'll cover it to cook till it's reduced. Now it's time for me to blend my pumpkin and the groundnut. For Miyan Taushe, you have to add some groundnut to your soup. Now groundnut gives it a very beautiful texture. Groundnut soup on its own is very tasty. Alright, so let's quickly do this. Alright, so I'm going to take out the pumpkin now. It's actually really soft, so you can decide to mash if you want to, but I just want to do it together with the groundnut. So I'll add my groundnut. So I have the pumpkin in there now. I'll add some water to aid the blending. So I'm going to have a pumpkin and groundnut paste. This on its own is a fantastic baby food. If your kids are not allergic to nuts, or if your baby is not allergic to groundnuts, it's so beautiful, pumpkin and groundnut together. So I'm going to be pouring this into the meat stock, but first I'm going to check my pepper sauce. My pepper sauce looks so good. So it has dried up, and we can now pour into the meat stock. So but first to go into my meat stock now will be my stock fish, the blended crayfish, the dried prawns. I'll stir, pour in the pepper sauce. Don't forget the pepper sauce has onions, fresh pepper and the tomato mix. I also have the dada in there. It looks good. And the next thing will be my groundnut and pumpkin paste. It's going to be so yum. So I'll cover it, allow it to cook, and the next thing I'm going to do now is to slice my vegetable. I'm using a tete, that's the green. Usually you're supposed to use yakwa leaves, but I couldn't find yakwa everywhere in the market the day I went to get them. So a tete, any vegetable of your choice will also do. So I'm going to be adding my vegetable now. Now if you feel like your soup is too thick, you can lighten up with water. So I'll be adding a little bit of water. Now any soup that has groundnut in it thickens up by the hour, so you might just have to use very little groundnut and lighten to your preference. So I use salted groundnut, and then when you're using salted groundnut, be sure you do not over season it. So I'm going to taste now. This is actually very good. I do not want to add any other thing because groundnut soup, by the time it's thickening, it's staying longer, it continues to get a bit saltier. Yeah, so this is okay. So the next thing we're going to do now is to make the swallow for this Miyan Taushe. Usually the favorite thing to eat Miyan Taushe is your rice flour, either as tuwo shinkafa or masa. So but today I'm using semo. So semo is ready, perfectly made. It's time to eat, and this soup is done. Hi guys, food done, and I have Mrs. Ogabi here with me today. Mrs. Ogabi is a foodaholic and she's tasting the food. What part of the country are you from?
Oyo State.
Oyo State, so you are Yoruba. Now this soup you're about to eat today is Hausa soup. It's called Miyan Taushe, and all you need to make Miyan Taushe is actually pumpkin pods. And if you had come earlier, you would have seen the pumpkin pods before I cut them up, groundnuts, and some kind of stew sauce. So what do you think?
Very nice.
Have you tasted any Hausa soup before?
No.
Okay. So just give me like a description. What do you think the soup tastes like?
It tastes like non-Yoruba. It tastes like begiri.
Begiri?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. Well, this is actually groundnut and pumpkin. Yeah. So Yorubas don't do a lot of groundnut soup. Do you guys do groundnut soup?
Yeah.
So would you like to try the soup again next time?
Yeah.
But you see that luscious taste that you can taste in there?
Very nice.
Yes, it's the taste of tomato mix. So how are you enjoying the soup?
I'm enjoying it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, taste the meat. Soft, Abby. So what's it taste like?
It's red meat.
But I'm asking for the taste.
It's very suitable.
Alright, thank you so much for joining us today. So tell me, why are you a fan of Foodies and Spice?
I really have interest in it, and even my children. If you start the program by 7 o'clock, to come and just come. Mommy, come and hear the foodie spices.
Food and spice.
And that's where my daughter play along with you.
Oh, okay.
And you are invited.
All right, that's great. When did you join the Facebook page? And of course, we are over 850,000, going to 900,000 followers on Facebook, Foodies and Spice Facebook page. So if you've not joined us, please join www.facebook.com/foodiesspice. So when did you join?
Last year.
Last year, the Facebook page. All right. How did you join? What made you join? Where did you see it? From TV?
From TV.
All right.
TVC.
All right.
If you like this video, please give me a thumb up, share and comment. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, do click on the subscribe button and notification bell to enjoy more of my recipes.